Well, this short appeared in my timeline.
I find it pretty strange how some people in the anime community push the idea that if you don't defend fanservice or the adult framing of minors in anime, then you're automatically an anime tourist.
Not wrong. Not wrong at all. You're trying to change anime into something that it isn't. You are a tourist in the sense that Logan Paul is a tourist. By the way, adult framing of minors means sexualization of minors, and this guy just doesn't want to be demonetized for saying it.
What is this new level of gatekeeping?
It's a very sensible form of gatekeeping. It protects this medium from people making baseless accusations against anime fans for liking fictional characters.
Like, I swear nowadays you cannot criticize anything about anime without these people jumping you.
That's because you are not criticizing anime. You're making a moral outrage out of anime. You complain about fan service and sexualization of minors. That is not criticism. That is moral outrage. These are fictional characters. They are not real. There's nothing wrong with depicting fictional characters in sexual situations for the pleasure of the viewer. In the same way, there's nothing wrong with depicting fictional characters in deadly and dangerous situations for the sake of the viewers, or in situations where they are bullying, murdering, gaslighting, emotionally manipulating each other. It's all for the sake of our own entertainment because fiction is not real. Your point, or lack thereof, merely boils down to you making a moral argument out of it by calling people PDF files or shaming them for liking or defending them. This is not criticism, this is moral outrage, and people do not accept moral guardians like you to be in this community because you are disrespectful to the medium, to the creators of the medium, and to the fans who have been in this medium for way longer than you are. You call anime fans PDF files for enjoying anime characters, and you wonder why people want to kick you out. Anime isn't perfect, but so are these people's criticisms.
They seriously act as if the entire medium is perfect.
You know what else isn't perfect? Your criticism, or lack thereof, because they're not criticisms, they are moral outrage.
For example, if I criticize something like Mushoku Tensei or Rudius, who, let's be honest, has some really problematic aspects.
Problematic? The guy jerked off to pictures of his niece and got kicked out of the house for doing it. In the web novel version, at least. Even so, saying that Rudius is a problematic character is like saying Johann Liebert is a monster. What a thoughtful critique. I couldn't have figured that one out by myself. Your criticism is garbage. It's worthless. It doesn't improve the medium, it degrades the medium, because your personal comfort should be prioritized and be made other people's problems. You're not advocating for the betterment of anime as a medium, you're turning anime into something that only you find comfortable, and not what anime fans find comfortable.
It's not like I don't know what I'm talking about. I read the entire novel.
Wow, that's even more embarrassing. You read the entire novel, and your most thoughtful critique about it is how Rudius steals panties, and that's problematic. AKA, I don't find it comfortable. You think?
And as for anime in general, I've been a part of the community for over 13 years.
Good for you. People can also stay for decades in America and still not speak English. What's your point?
There's another huge creator with nearly 1 million subscribers who called out one of my mutuals for just criticizing people buying a barely clothed Nezuko figure.
Hey, I remember that guy. He too cannot distinguish between criticism and...
You ever put something like this in your cart, you need to be locked up.
That right there is not criticism. That is moral outrage. You are sugarcoating his video and painting what he did as criticism. It's not only blatantly dishonest, it's disrespectful and downright insulting.
Is this really what you want to defend?
Yes, this is exactly what I want to defend and what any reasonable anime fan should defend. The freedom for artists to express lewdness. The freedom for people to enjoy said lewdness without baseless pedophilia accusations. This anime figurine is what anime fans have been doing for decades. You would know if you were an actual fan, but you're not. What kind of fan shames other fans for engaging in activities that they've been doing for decades? No real people were harmed. These are fictional characters, and here you are making a moral panic out of it, and you wonder why people want to kick you out. There are way too many people in this world that think that Shimoneta is a freaking manual. Anime tourists really think that their criticism is worth any value.
My issue is that some people won't let you point out its problematic elements.
Yeah, because your point is worthless. Oh no, Rudeus steals panties and enshrines them as a holy relic. That's problematic. In other news, Cubey is a literal monster that preys on the hopes and dreams of children. You have contributed nothing with that criticism other than I don't find this comfortable. That's why people tell you to shut up. You're making your personal discomfort everyone else's problems.
Or how the author sometimes attempts to normalize them.
Oh, you want to talk about something being normalized in anime. How about teenagers being put in constant danger or trained to go to war against threats beyond their comprehension? We watch them for our own personal amusement. We see them die in horrific fashion. We watch them seeing their friends die and their loved ones on the verge of dying. We even see children being cruel, relentlessly abused, emotionally manipulating one another for their own personal gain, even at the cost of other children's lives, while they're being so callous about it. These same children and teenagers are fighting against literal demons, dying horrifically in the process. These are not only normalized, they are commercialized. They break box office records. The relentless suffering of all these teenagers for the sake of people's entertainment and profits to the big corporations. But no, we're drawing the line on high schooler Marin Kitagawa wearing sexy cosplays. That's just way too far, right?
You guys need to realize that criticism doesn't make you a bad fan.
No, you're a bad fan for calling other fans child predators. Again, that is not criticism.
It just means you care enough to think critically about the media you consume.
Think critically. There's no critical thinking involved in calling others child predators for liking sexy anime characters. It's moral outrage, plain and simple. Anime tourists are not only making their personal discomfort everyone's problems, they also want to shove their politics at you. Is anime inherently political? Yes, it is! We're discussing this topic again, aren't we? The funny thing is, regarding the inherent political nature of art, I can actually agree in that I do think you can extrapolate how political certain art is, no matter how simplistic or non-political it may seem. One could interpret that politics is the total complex of relations between people in society, or the relations or conduct in a particular area, and art is a medium of communication that can reflect the value of the people who express them, those very same people that participate in the very same society of which they were relating themselves onto. See, I can be a pseudo-intellectual too! With this definition, basically everything is political, and the personal is political. Ironically, that's not my problem with saying art is political or anime is political. I can see how art can be political, but art is political in the same way that the devices that you're using right now to watch this video are more likely made by overworked and underpaid laborers. Even if that is the case, you really shouldn't think about it, or it will take a toll on your sanity. But at least the exploitation of workers are genuine issues to think about instead of, fictional characters. The point is, even if I agree that everything is political or can be interpreted politically, you really shouldn't do it, or you'll risk losing your mind. All art is inherently political, and the sad thing is that people like you usually don't actually know what that statement is meant to convey. Oh, believe me, I do know. That statement traps people into thinking that they're smarter than they actually are. Just because you can extrapolate politics or political statements out of a piece of art doesn't mean you should. In light of the anime tourist discourse, there are some minor takes that are also worth some critical scrutiny. Minor as in small, not that the character is a minor or that the person saying it is a minor. Although it is convenient that it is the case. She has to draw her 15-year-old character naked so men will read her manga. I don't know if you are blind or your screen is broken, but wearing a swimsuit is not naked. The manga dress-up darling does show her nipples at times, but it's barely noticeable. And yes, while I do agree that Kitagawa can be rather oblivious to the fact that she's flaunting a lot of her skin to the guy that she barely knows, but will eventually come to love later, that's because she is genuinely passionate about the media she consumed. She's passionate about being a model, a cosplayer, someone who shows appreciation towards anime culture with the costumes that she's wearing, her discussions about the medium, her love and affection towards the anime and manga that she watched and read, going out of her way to recommend people to join in and like what she likes, feel what she feels, and most importantly, her non-existent judgment for liking anime. That's why a lot of people love her, and moral guardians hate her. She doesn't judge you for the media you consume or the hobbies that you indulge in, no matter how embarrassing it may seem to an average person. She is what I think a lot of people should be as a consumer of entertainment media, a lovely, friendly, passionate fan who will not pass judgment on you just because you like something dirty or embarrassing, because she does too, and she embraces that. And despite all that, I actually like Gojo way more. He's just adorable, and I can totally see why Kitagawa falls for him. So no, nothing about Marin Kitagawa or Dress Up Darling is misogynistic. The fact that the mangaka is a woman, and she's willing to draw Kitagawa in sexual situations, is a love letter from someone who is genuinely passionate about the hobby that is dominated by male audiences. It shows that she loves the hobby and wants people to enjoy Kitagawa as a character, and lots of people do. The only misogyny that I'm seeing is you calling the female mangaka misogynist for daring to express what she wants to express. Anime and manga would be 100% better if it was made for teenage girls. It's called shoujo. They existed already. I watched plenty of them. I read plenty of them. I really like them. And one of them is one of my favorite anime of all time. Go watch it. Funnily enough, my Dress Up Darling is a seinen and Watakoi is a josei. Good to know. And that's all for the video today. Here's a cat. Huge thanks to all the wonderful sponsors this week. You're all fantastic. Don't forget to check out my previous videos here. Click the like button, comment, subscribe, join the YouTube membership, leave some tips, just $1 down below. And thanks for watching.